Hey everyone, it's Erica from Superior Budgets. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new. In today's little bonus video, I decided I'm going to take you guys through my 2026 goals and the spreadsheet that I decided to use to track those goals and setting up my budget for 2026. So if that's something that you're interested in, then stick around, grab a coffee, grab a snack. It might be a bit of a long one, and I will be right back. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, guys, so I am back. We'll start off with my 2026 goals. So, this is a goal and habit tracker Google Sheet that I found on Etsy. It is from the PressReset, and I will have it linked down below if it's something that you're interested in getting after. So, this Google Sheet comes with your annual goals. So, this is just an example. So you can go through and you can set up annual goals for personal, health and wellness, financial, career, and other. It allows you to track your progress on each one. There's other annual trackers that you have here, and like a little notes tabs. And then it has like quarter check-ins. So like, what have you done well? What were your challenges? Did I achieve any of the goals that I set, and why or why not? And what can I do to improve? So I think that'll be really beneficial. And then there's also monthly dashboards, and this is an example of the monthly dashboard. So these are all of like the personal, financial, and career goals that you want to meet for that specific month, or little goals that you're going to do to help you achieve your larger goal. And it has goals set versus achieved, your distribution, your daily habit tracker, monthly to-dos, and habits completed per day, and weekly to-do lists, and a monthly reflection. So there's a lot that this spreadsheet encompasses, which I really like. So we're going to go to my annual dashboard. I did change some of the headers here, so let's go and check mine out. So I have personal goals, health and wellness, financial, house goals, and business goals. So in my personal goals, I have less screen time. I want to crochet more and do more of like my hobbies. I want to read 20 books, and I want to finish my quality management courses. So I am taking extra courses, which my the hospital that I work for is paying for, and it's laboratory quality management. And I have 3 of the 5 courses completed, so I want to finish the other 2. Health and wellness is make an eye doctor appointment. I really need to do that. I've been putting it off for quite some time. Get into a skincare routine and get monthly massages. And then I have a ton more financial goals. So I want to pay $5,000 on my CIBC loan, like at minimum. These are at minimum things. I want to pay $2,500 on my line of credit. I want to put $1,000 into my emergency fund. I want to save $2,000 for home renovations. I want to make sure that I am completely saved for all Christmases and holidays this year. I want to save my 1 month ahead. I want to have 1 no spend week a month, and I want to pay off my Affirm loan. So those are all my financial goals that we will hopefully be successful in. House goals, I want to trim the house. So when I first moved in, I ripped all the trim up, all the floors. I put down all new flooring. I painted the entire house. And I have yet to put the trim or new trim back on. So I have to do that. I want to replace the front and back door. I want to organize my shed so it's easier to store things in there. And I want to get a new couch. So those are just some of my house goals. And I put business goals, but it's really kind of like personal kind of goals, I suppose. So I want to get 500 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm already at 300, which is awesome. I want to get 500 watch hours, which I'm at like over 300 there as well. I want to post videos 6 times a week, which I'm already doing. I just want to make sure that I continue to be successful in that. I want to get 200 sales on Etsy. Before I even started this video, I had this at 120 because I kind of plugged some of these in like a while ago, and I'm like 1 sale away from 120, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I might as well up that. And I want to start selling physical products in my shop. Nothing too crazy, probably just like, you know, scratch off challenges and stuff like that, roll and saves. Nothing big, like not binders and things like that. Just kind of want to keep it simple so I don't overwhelm myself with the process. So those are all of my goals. The big ones, obviously, that you guys would be the most interested in are my financial goals. So we'll see how that goes. And then it breaks it down further into a month to month basis. So in my financial goals for every single month, I have my no spend week in there. And I have all my habits here and monthly to dos. And I have all of my like video schedule broken down in here. So yeah, that's my full goal breakdown. So how do I plan on meeting these? So what I did is I totaled up how much I wanted to pay off in debt. And I took that and divided it by 26. So I know how much every paycheck that I need to stuff at least to be able to meet those goals. And I'm actually doing more than that because I'm still paying the minimums, right? So we should exceed that. Same with my Christmas and holidays. Like I kind of took everything that I wanted to achieve, I broke it down, I divided it by 26 for each pay, and I distributed it across the binders that I'm going to be using to save for those goals and those savings challenges. So that is my goals. So we'll see how we do next year, and we'll see how much I keep up with this spreadsheet. I hope I do, but we'll see. And then my 2026 budget. So this is the one that you've seen in my videos before, the same spreadsheet. It's from Hayes Creative, and I will link that down below. And I did buy a couple add-ons for this spreadsheet. So I bought the annual tab add-on, which just puts everything into an annual dashboard basically, so you can see an annual overview. And I bought an accounts add-on so that you can track how much money you have going in and out of accounts and on credit cards and stuff like that. So those are two additional ones that you can buy, but you do not have to, so it's totally up to you. And when you first open it up, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this README tab first, and it's going to have all the instructions that you need to read prior to starting. So then you're going to start on your log tab. So the colors aren't going to be this. I changed my colors, and the way that you can do that is you can click this little fill color bucket here, and then you can go to custom, and you can see over here on the side these accent colors. You can go in and you can change the colors to whatever you want. Sorry, I just have to move my face here for a second to close that out. Okay, so I go on Pinterest, and you can find so many different color palettes on there. Find one that you like, find one that's going to keep you motivated throughout the entire year. The colors that come with it are pretty basic, and I like to make sure that it's something that something that I like and something that's going to make me enjoy using the spreadsheet. So, come the start of the month, or like January 1st, I'm going to put my start balance in my checking account up here. So there's a spot for you to fill in all of your income sources here, all of your savings, all of your bills, all of your expenses, all of your debt. Then it breaks down all of your savings and sinking funds. It'll automatically populate them all here. So we're going to go over all of this, and then your debt planner and everything like that. So we'll get started with this tab here. So I'm going to put in all of my income sources. So we're going to have my paycheck, obviously. I really don't like how this comes up now, but not much you can do. So another thing that I get is a cell phone check from work. And this is for being on call. And yeah, so they pay us like, I don't know, $35 $35 every 3 months or something, quarterly, 45 maybe. But it's something. So I'm just gonna get a little phone emoji. I like to use emojis on my spreadsheet. Next up, we're gonna have my, oops, didn't want to open that yet. So paycheck, cell phone check, then we'll have Etsy, and I'll just put like another little money emoji here. Do this one, and then we'll do Rakuten, which is a cashback online thing that I use. So let's put this guy there. Okay, and then we have, sorry, I just have like a sheet beside me that I'm using. I got like my previous spreadsheet and I have like another sheet. So we got paycheck, we got cell phone, we got Rakuten, we got Etsy. And then another thing that I like to put in is any gifts that I get. If I get any monetary gifts from family members. So we'll put that in there. And I like to track e-transfers, and I don't know, we'll see how this goes coming up, but it's just because sometimes me and my friends go out and they, you know, I buy lunch and then they pay me back or something like that. So I like to kind of track that that money's coming back into my account so that it looks like I didn't spend that entire amount, if that makes sense. Kind of like offsets the difference anyways. Another thing that I like to put on here is any government income. So we get like, I don't know, I don't even pay much attention to these, like a carbon tax, paycheck thing. Some people get like GST and HST. I don't know, Doug Ford, who is our Ontario Premier, who, anyways, he randomly gave everybody $200. Not that that makes anything that he's ever done better, but sometimes we get some government income, so I just like to track that as a different amount. And then I also put my income tax here for when I get my income tax in. We'll put that. And I'll put miscellaneous just in case there's anything that I did not cover. Okay, so now savings. We have my RRSP. I'm going to put everything that like automatically comes out at the top. So RRSP, TFSA, and vacation. Okay. So those are automatic withdrawals always. Oops. Okay. Then we'll put my emergency fund. So let's put some nice little emojis on these. Put a nice little beach here for vacation. Emergency fund. We'll put a little SOS emoji. Cute. Okay. 1 month ahead. Oops. Or, oh crap. I wanted to, okay, so we'll put vacation here, because it does come out automatically, so I don't gotta worry about it. Oops, oops, oops. Things are becoming messy. Okay, and then I'm gonna put, where are, okay, so we have 1 month ahead, and then there's mini Mondays, travel Tuesday, Game/goals is what I'm going to call it now. Debt Finder and Festive Friday. And I am missing. Okay, we're going to keep this game day. And then we have Saturday savings. Okay. Now we'll move into the other stuff. So we have emergency fund. Okay. We have work. I'll call it work fees. And we'll put a little lab girl for the work fees. Okay. And we have annual fees, which is any subscriptions. So, like my Canva, Amazon Prime, things like that. So we have 1 month ahead, work fees, annual fees. Then we have fur babies. Whoop, we don't want an actual baby. I'm just going to put little paws there. Propane bill, or I'm just going to call it propane for my heating. Then we have entertainment and holidays. So my entertainment and holidays, some of these are broken down into further categories with savings, like goal amounts, but I don't have enough spaces in this spreadsheet to put every single thing, so I had to kind of lump it together. So like work fees is like my CMLTO and my MLPAO together. So that's that. So entertainment, holidays. So entertainment is like my concerts. Mostly just my concerts. Holidays is things like Christmas and Valentine's Day. Propane is for my heating, so we'll put a little fire emoji. Cute. Okay. So holidays, then we have hobbies. And we'll find like a little ball of yarn. Okay. And clothing. Put like a little dress. Self-care. And put like a little spa. Okay. And then tattoos. I don't know if they have anything for tattoos. No. Ink. I thought there was like a... I thought they had one with like something in it. Okay, well, I don't know why I closed that. I still need it open. Okay, tattoos. So I'm just catching up on my little thing over here. Okay, shop small. Put little gift bags. Then I have wants, needs, taxes, business supplies, hey, there we go. Okay. Then travel expenses. So this is for anything like hotel, rental car, anything like that. Home maintenance. Or did I break all that down? I didn't. Okay. Home maintenance. New furniture. I wonder if they have like a couch. Oh, they do. Cool. Okay. Home decor. Put a little plant here because we all know that's probably what I'm going to be buying. What? That's what I thought. I was going to say, there ain't no way there's only one little tiny plant. Okay. Home decor, landscaping. I have like a big plan of something that I want to do in my backyard. So that's why we have a landscaping. Renovations. Got some tools. Cool. And we have electronics. I'll just put that. We have Jeep emergency fund. So I changed that. That was like Jeep maintenance before. Now we're gonna call it Jeep emergency fund. Because just in case like it, you know, breaks. You never know. And then we have future wedding. Put those at the bottom. I don't want my wedding, like I don't want to, the reason why I'm already saving for this seems like crazy to do that, but I don't want to, like your wedding is a very special day and I don't want to not have the money to make my wedding what I want it to be and put myself into debt to pay for those things because I want my wedding to be a certain way. So that's why that's like that. And I also don't want to be stressed out about having a baby if I don't have money for that either. So future kids and then future home. So eventually me and my partner want to build a house. So that's why. So we'll put that there and then home maintenance. Put this little like broken down house. There we go. Okay, so that is all my savings in there. Then you go in and you put in all of your bills. So all of my bills consist of whoop. Okay. So we have cell phone. We have internet. We have hydro. Reliance, which is my hot water tank rental. Okay, and then we have house insurance, Jeep insurance, I'll just leave those without an emoji. Water, so this is my water bill that I pay monthly, so that's like my water and sewer like for the town that I live in. I have property tax. So I don't know if I explained before, my property tax is actually a biannual thing. It doesn't come out with my mortgage like my last house that I had did. And I don't like that. Like, it's like $700 and you just get this bill in the mail and then you have to have $700 and I'm like, eh. So I kind of pay my property tax like almost like a sinking fund. Like, I put $60 a week into it and then I'm like, okay, cool. You're paid. By the time I get that bill, I have it like almost done, right? So Spotify. Okay. And then I have Kindle, which like I haven't even used in forever, but I'm going to start reading in 2026. Sirius XM. And this is just for when I do pay these things. Amazon annual. Canva annual. I do have a propane annual fee. It's just for the rental of the propane tanks. And then I'll put in here credit card annual, because there is an annual fee with my credit card as well. So that's just for whenever I pay those things. Okay, expenses. So I'm going to put all of these in and I'll speed you up so you don't have to sit here and watch me. Okay, so I think that's it for my expenses, but if ever I need to put more in, I have like tons of room. Like, let's say if I go and buy something like completely random, but I don't want to put it under miscellaneous, at least I have a lot of room to put things in. Okay, so that's good. Now we will do my debt category. So I include my mortgage in here. I include my Jeep in here. I am going to put in my firm loan. I am going to put in my CIBC loan. I'm going to put in my RBC line of credit. And then I'm going to put in my RBC credit card. But hopefully we won't have any spending on that. That turns into debt. Okay, so that is all my expenses in there. That's everything. I'm gonna add little emojis. Need the emojis. It just makes it. Okay, so mortgage. They don't have a Jeep, but they have a car. So we'll just put in, oops. Put in a little car. A firm is for my laptop, so we'll put that in, the laptop. And I'll put in a little bank for these guys. And we'll put that guy in for that. Okay, cool. So we got all of our little emojis. It's important to, once these are in and once you start logging your expenses, it's bad to go in and change it. This is something that I learned. So if I like changed work fees to something else, like let's say if I just changed the name slightly, but I've already logged a bunch of things with work fees, or like groceries, for example. I already logged a bunch of my groceries, and now I'm like, oh, I want to take that emoji out of there. You're going to have to go back into your log tab and recategorize every single time you put in groceries, because it's not going to recognize it anymore. So that's a pain. So I do not recommend changing something on here well after you've already been using the spreadsheet. So that is my one recommendation. Okay, so now we're going to go into our savings and sinking funds and put in all of our goals. And if we have end dates on them, some of them we do, but some of them we don't. So on our RRSP, we have a goal of $10,000. We do not have, when January 1st hits, I'll go in, I'll put how much I have in my RRSP, but I don't have an end date on this, so that's just a goal right now. TFSA, I have a goal of $10,000. Again, I'll put in the start amounts after my month-end closeout, not on January 1st. Sorry, I'm just trying to check off again. We're going to bounce around a little bit here. Emergency fund, overall, I have a goal of $5,000. Vacation, I have a goal of $5,000. Again, that's over and above, like, probably what I need. I just want to make sure that if one of my friends says, hey, let's go on this vacation, I don't have to be like, oh, I can't go. So, 1 month ahead is $6,500. These don't have goal amounts. They're just there as placeholders for when I'm doing my budget. My work fees is $550. Annual fees is $500. Fur babies is $5,000. Again, because my dog is stinking expensive. Propane, I want to have like $1,000 on hand. Entertainment, $15. Okay, so work fees does actually have a start and an end date. So the start date is going to be January 1st, 2026. I have until December 31st of 2026 to purchase those. So it tells me how much I need to put away monthly in order to accomplish that goal. So that's super nice. So this is another way that you can use this spreadsheet. That's very helpful. Okay, so work, fur babies, propane, entertainment. Holidays, I went in and added up all my holidays and how much I want to have saved, and I'm going to say 22. 2,200. Hobbies, we'll say 500. Clothing, 500. Self-care, 500. Tattoos, 2,000. Shop small, 200. Wants, 1,000. These are all like just rough goals, rough estimates of how much. These are not like set in stone, this is how much I need to have by the end of the year or anything like that. It just, once I hit 500, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, I have $500 in business supplies. And then if I spend $100 out of business supplies, then I'm gonna replenish that and get back up to $500. So it's just kind of like, this is how much I would like to have in there. As a placeholder or as like a kind of buffer. Okay, so travel expenses, I'm saying $1,500. Home maintenance, I'm gonna say $2,000. New furniture, I'm saying $3,000. Home decor, just $400. Nothing crazy. Landscaping, I don't know how much that's gonna cost me, but I'd like to have at least $5,000. Renovations, in total, all the renovations that I have right now that I want to do is about $19,000, and that's, again, rough estimate, and nobody's saying I need to have $19,000 by the end of the year. This is just slowly gonna try to get there. Electronics, I'm gonna say $2,000. Jeep emergency fund, I'm saying $2,000. And then these are obviously gonna be huge, and we're nowhere close to even ever meeting these goals, but it's just the fact that we have them here and we're going to start saving for them. Okay, so that's that. And annual fees, I have some of them that are due in March. So like, am I gonna make it have that much by March 31st? Absolutely not. But I'm going to start funneling it in. So this, like, $250 monthly, I'm not gonna be saving $250 monthly to get to this, but we'll work on that. So that's all of those. So debt planner. So this is where you go in and you say what your payoff method is going to be. So our start date for paying off this debt, we're going to say it is January 1st, because I'm going to put in the numbers. Oh my Lanta. I'm going to put in the numbers for, as of January 1st, this is the exact balance on this card or on this debt. So my payoff method is going to be the snowball, where we pay off the smallest debt first and then go. We are going to be putting $200 monthly extra. So we're going to put in our mortgage amount on January 1st, our Jeep amount on January 1st, and the rest of these on January 1st. Okay. Minimum payments and stuff like that I will put in after. I'll fill all of this in probably on January 1st. So then you have your log tab. So this is where you go in, you put all your expenses, you put the date, the amount, the category. So all of your categories are here: income, savings, expenses, bills, debt. So if I put income here, then I have my subcategories. It automatically populates everything that you put into that log sheet. So that's why you have to, or the start sheet, sorry. So that's why if you change this, so let's say I put in income, okay, and then I go, or put in paycheck, and then I go and take the P off for whatever reason, okay, I'm just doing that because it's easier. Now it's a check. I go to my log, it's like invalid. So that it's like, what is that? So then you have to go and change it to a check. So that's why you don't want to do that. That's why you don't want to change those later on. So now it's saying it's invalid again. Okay? So that's how that works. Then you have your calendar tab. So I'll set up one calendar with you guys, and then I'm just going to replicate it for the following months. And I'm going to set up one budget template with you guys, and then I'm just going to replicate it. So it's just giving you a general overview of how I do this. So this is going to be for January of 2026. It'll automatically change all of the days, if you just saw. And I have 3 paydays in January. So my first one is on the 2nd. Then it'll log the payday over here. My second payday is on the 16th. And my third payday is on the 30th. Okay? And then you have all of your bills here. It automatically puts those in. And it puts in your different debts. Now, some of these bills I pay twice, right? So like my water and my property tax. Coming up though, I think I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to even out more like my pays. So I think I'm going to pay like the entire, $70 of my water once a month, and then my $120 of my property tax once a month on my first paycheck, just to kind of even it out. And then my mortgage though, I do have 2 mortgage payments, so I can go in here and I can click mortgage, and I can go here and I can click Jeep, because I do have 2 Jeep payments and 2 mortgage payments, right? So that being said, my cell phone, you can go in here. See how nothing's populated on the calendar right now? So we're going to populate the calendar. So my cell phone is due on the 26th. My internet is due on the 26th. My hydro is due on the 9th. Reliance is due on the 24th. My house insurance is due on the 30th. Jeep insurance on the 30th. Water, I'm going to put that just as the 2nd. Property tax I'm going to put as the 2nd. Propane fill, that's not a bill that is due regularly, so I'm not going to put that in. Spotify is due on the 27th. Kindle is due on the 24th. Sirius the 24th. Amazon annual, those aren't due until certain dates. So I know like my Amazon annual payment or is due like March 27th or something like that. So when I do my March calendar, I'm going to put on here Amazon annual. Okay, I know that that's due this month on the 27th. So then I would put in the 27th there. So my mortgage, the first mortgage payment, and actually, because there's 3 pays this month, I have to put in another mortgage payment. And my Jeep payment doesn't come out until February. So I don't have to put a third Jeep payment in there. So mortgage is coming out on the 2nd. A Jeep payment is coming out on the 5th. My Affirm loan is the 3rd. My CIBC loan is the 22nd. RBC line of credit is the 14th. RBC credit card. I don't have a payment, like that's just like a minimum payment thing, so I don't have to put that on there. My other mortgage payment is the 16th. My other Jeep payment is the 19th, and my other mortgage payment is going to be the 30th. So you can see now that everything has populated, and you can change when you want your calendar to start on. So if you want it to start on a Sunday, you can do that. If you want it to start on a Monday, you can start it on whatever day you want, really. So I like my calendars to start on a Sunday. And then you can see it logs all of your different bills. And then I'm just going to replicate this calendar. So I'm going to duplicate this. This is going to be copy of calendar. I'm going to call it January. And then I'm going to replicate it again. And I'm going to call this one February. And then I can go in and change my paydays, right? So this is not going to be there. My pay 1 is going to be the 13th. My pay 2 is going to be the, put in January. February 13th. Pay 2 is going to be February 27th. This is going to be for February. And now all your bills are in there again on the right days. Your pays are in here, except for these. So these you have to change. So like my mortgage here is going to be on the 13th. My Jeep is going to be on the 2nd. Those are all going to stay the same. My second mortgage is going to be on the 27th. My second Jeep payment is going to be on the 16th. And I don't have a third mortgage payment. So then there's all of that. Easy peasy to keep replicating your calendars. And then it comes with 2 different budget templates. So there's this first budget template like this. And then there's a second budget template which has the colors. And I don't like this one, so I'm just going to hide this sheet. And it's going to say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm going to say, that's fine. I'm going to do it anyways. So what I'm going to do here is my first pay, so is going to be from the 2nd. Oh, that is 2024. Okay, one sec. So 1, oh, why am I putting 24? It's going to be 2026, silly goose. So this is going to be from January 1st, which technically it's going to be from the 2nd, but I kind of want to encompass anything that I buy on the 21st or the 1st. And until 1/15/26. So that encompasses my entire pay period from the 2nd to the 16th and everything that I bought with that paycheck specifically. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, okay, I put $50 into my RRSP, $100 into my TFSA, and $20 into my vacation every single time. Everything else is variable. And this comes out of my savings account, so I am going to change the color of it. just so that I know that it's an automatic withdrawal. And then all of my bills, I can put in the totals for all of my bills here if I wanted to. I know that my mortgage comes out every single pay. So I'm going to put those in. So $451.09 and $436.07. So I know that those come out every single time, and they come out of my checking account as well. So I'm just going to put that as an automatic. And yeah, so that's how I'm going to do that. And then, like, I know this is going to be from January 1st to January 15th. So I'm going to go to January. I'm going to see what bills are coming out then. So I know that So I know that I'm going to be paying my water bill, which I'm going to say is $70. I'm going to change that, and I am going to pay my water and my property tax all at once on the one pay. So 70 and 120, and these are also automatic payments, so I'm going to highlight those. So I have my water, my mortgage, my affirm is going to be coming out as well, and that's going to be $122.03. And actually, I'm going to log in my start tab. I'm going to put debt snowball here as well. So when I go over back to my budgeting tab, I'm going to put here $200 so I know that that was for my debt snowball. So my firm is also an automatic withdrawal and my debt snowball isn't, but I know that I'm going to be wanting to do that. My line of credit is going to come out, and we're going to say $250 there. So I have my water, mortgage, affirm, hydro. My hydro is going to be coming out. I don't know how much that's going to be, but I'm just going to say $200 just to play it safe. And those are all of my, like, this is going to happen. And my expenses generally don't change very much. So I'm going to say $200. $150. We'll say $100. Eating out, we'll say $50. Miscellaneous, we'll say $40. Household, we'll budget $50. Like, these are things that I like use all the time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep copying this sheet for every single pay. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to call this pay number 1, Jan 2 to Jan 15, so that I know. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to rename this to pay number 2. And this is going to be Jan 16 to January 29. So I'm going to take this here. I'm going to click 16 to the 29th. I know that all of these things are going to be coming out. My bills are going to be different. So I know that my cell phone is going to be needing to be paid this time. My affirm will not be coming out. My debt snowball won't be because we're working on the affirm. All of these are going to stay the same. So I know that on this pay, I'm going to be paying my cell phone, which is $84.75 right now, but I did change my plan to a cheaper one, so that will be different. My internet will be coming out, which will be $146.84. My hydro I won't be paying. Reliance I won't be. House insurance won't be coming out until the 30th, which will be on my next pay, so that's convenient. Water and property tax, no. What else do I have here? My CIBC loan, so that one will be coming out, and that's $180. 20. And this is an automatic withdrawal from my account as well, so I'm also going to highlight this one. Okay. And then, so water, or I'm not going to be having my water on there. So I'm going to pay it once. So we have mortgage, Jeep, my CIBC loan, my Reliance. So Reliance I think is like $20.75 now. Kindle is $11.29. Sirius XM is $11.29. And Spotify will be coming out as well, which is $14.34. So those are the bills for that pay. And then what I'm going to do is, usually my pay 1 bills and my pay 2 bills are always the same. So when I do my first pay of February, I'm going to take my pay 1 and I'm going to replicate that, so there's not much in there that I have to change. And then when I'm doing my pay 2 for February, I'm going to replicate this pay 2, and then there's not going to be much that I have to change. So then I'm just going to keep going through, and I'm going to keep making all my monthly calendars, setting it up for the entire year. I'm going to keep making all of my bi-weekly paychecks, so that way they're done and I don't have to do this every 2 weeks and every month. So I'll give you a overview of the savings dashboard. So the savings dashboard, you can do it in a balance or a percentage, up to you. It tells you your total goal of all the savings that you put in, how much you actually started with, and your total save for the entire year. So, and then it shows you how close you are to each goal. And it breaks each and every single one down, so that's awesome. And then your debt payoff, it starts at January 2026. It is supposed to put in all of your debts that you have listed. And I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, because I don't have any of the numbers put in there. Duh. Okay. So once I put in all of my numbers, it's going to list all of my debts. So let's just go and do the affirm one really quick, just so that you can see. So 1 second, let me grab my little, here we go. Okay, so here's my entire debt breakdown that I have. So the amount on my affirm loan, like as of right now, so as of January 1st as well, it'll be, is $2,028.83. It wants you to put in the minimum payment, which is $122.03. So it knows now with my monthly extra, it's going to be $322.03 that I'm going to be paying on that. And the interest rate on that, it'll also factor that in, is $196 or $796. My goodness. Okay. And then we'll put in the CIBC loan. So I guess we are doing this right now. 21. That's going to change by then, but 180.20, and interest rate is 10%. And my RBC line of credit is at, like, I don't know, 23,000 something. We'll just put that in there like that for now. We're going to say 250, and the interest rate on that is 10.06. Okay, so now if we go over to our debt tab, it lists all of our debts here. I don't know why mortgage and Jeep showed up on the same thing, but that's fine. So it lists all of our debts, and then it has each thing. So it's saying, okay, if you pay $322 every single pay, you're going to finish it in August of 2026. That's going to be your last, and it kind of breaks down your payments and your balances, and it'll tell you how much progress you've made on that payment, if that makes sense. So that's how that works. It's kind of nice. It breaks it all down for you, and it shows you how long it's going to take you to pay that off. So you can see here, like I stopped paying this, and then it factors in my snowball with that. So it'll breaks everything down. It'll tell you how quick you're going to pay everything off. So that's a very handy tab if you are doing a debt snowball. So that's my setup for 2026. Kind of gave you the gist. I'm going to go through now and put in every single paycheck and every single month. And yeah, then it'll be done for the entire year and I don't have to worry about it for the entire year. So that's fantastic. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed that video, please let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions about the spreadsheet, if you plan on using it, let me know. I might be able to help you. Yeah. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you are having good holidays, and I hope you enjoyed this little bonus video. Bye, guys.